After Clark and Manila arrival guides, it is time to discuss the quarantine and testing procedures for OFWs, non-OFWs, and foreigners who are arriving in Cebu via Philippine Airlines. Please stay tuned and watch the video to know the details. Welcome to Denzi TV, your public service channel. Please subscribe to get important updates, hit the notification bell, and select all so you will receive updates as they are posted. Let's discuss first what you need to prepare before your flight. First, register via the online MCIA passenger arrival registration form through the link below, mactancebuairport.com COVID-19 registration. All arriving international flight passengers are required to register not earlier than 5 days prior to departure. A travel registration number or TRN will be generated once registration is complete. For land-based OFWs, register to the OFW Assistance Information System or OASIS using this link. For non-OFWs and eligible non-Filipinos, please ensure to have a confirmed booking at a hotel accredited by tourism and health agencies and for at least 6 nights. Why 6 nights? Because you're going to have your RT-PCR test on the 6th day. Passengers arriving before hotel standard check-in times are encouraged to book an additional night to ensure room availability. Links and URLs will be provided in the description below, so please check them out. For non-OFWs and eligible non-Filipinos, you may also pay for your RT-PCR test in advance or upon arrival, which will cost 4,100 pesos. The following are the steps you need to take for the prepayment. Step 1. After completing your online registration and once you receive your barcode TRN, pay at least 48 hours before your scheduled arrival date. Step 2. You can choose your payment method. First method is a bank transfer or direct deposit to United Coconut Planters Bank account at SMCT Cebu branch. Take note of the account name, account number, and the SWIFT code. We are still at step 2 and you may choose another method of paying through money remittance centers. It can either be Palawan, Cebuana Luwilier, M. Luwilier, LBC, Western Union, etc. Just remember the payee name, Jana Ragas. Other methods include also visiting the Prime Care Medical Clinic located at APM Mall across SMCT Cebu, North Reclamation Area, Cebu City. Once prepayment is done, fill out the Prime Care prepayment form via this link. Present this at the cashier counter upon arrival. Cash and credit card are also accepted to process the payment. Don't worry, links and URLs will be provided in the description below for your guidance, so please remember to check them out. During your flight, you need to accomplish the following: health declaration form and arrival card. When you arrive safely at the Mactan International Airport, here are the steps that you need to follow. Arrival procedures. Step 1. Listen to the briefing conducted by the Bureau of Quarantine. Step 2. Upon deplaning, present your TRN generated after registering through the online MCIA passenger arrival registration form. Present your passport, boarding pass, and health declaration form at the validations counter and claim your barcode for identification. Keep the barcode until the day of your test. Step 3. Proceed to thermal scanning by the Bureau of Quarantine. Step 4. Clear with immigration and submit the arrival card. Step 5. At the arrival reclaim hall, proceed to your respective desks for a briefing. For land-based OFWs, proceed to the OWA desk. For sea-based OFWs, proceed to the Marina desk. And for non-OFWs, proceed to the cashier and pay for the COVID-19 RT-PCR test, which cost 4,100 pesos. You may pay via cash or Visa cards. Currency exchange is available at the terminal. Step 6. Claim your baggage at the designated carousel. And Step 7. Go through customs check, and your respective agencies or hotel representatives shall assist you to your designated shuttle or bus that will transfer you to your assigned hotel.
For OFWs and ROFs bound for Cebu Province, there is a special set of guidelines. Cebu Governor Gwendolyn Garcia on March 30, 2021 issued Executive Order Number 17, which sets new guidelines and protocols for entry of Filipino passengers from abroad to the Mactan International Airport. Gwendolyn Garcia said that the requirement of quarantining an OFW and a returning non-OFW and swabbing them only on the fifth day after their arrival puts a heavy financial burden on the returning non-OFW and bludgeons the finance of OWA that may very well be used for other purposes. Because of this, Filipino travelers from overseas will only be required to do the following: fill up the mandatory online passenger registration form by the MCIA, undergo a real-time polar RT-PCR test upon arrival, which will also be free of charge, and pre-book the hotel room where they will be waiting for their results. Take note, this is only for OFWs and ROFs bound for Cebu Province arriving in Cebu. Upon release of a negative RT-PCR test result, they shall be allowed to go home. No other requirement shall be imposed by their local government unit of destination under the Cebu Province in this regard, the executive order said. Should the RT-PCR test results turn out positive, health protocols for the treatment of COVID-19 positive individuals shall be followed. The governor's new orders took effect on Wednesday, March 30, 2021. For other passengers, let's continue with the arrival procedures.
After arriving safely at your quarantine hotel, please follow these steps. Step 1. Check in at your hotel and wait for your scheduled test, which will happen on day 6 of your quarantine stay. Day 1 starts on the day you arrive in the Philippines, so base your counting on that day. If you develop COVID-19 symptoms such as dry cough, shortness of breath, loss of taste and or smell, etc., at any time before your scheduled test, please inform the hotel you are staying in so a medical or a Bureau of Quarantine officer can assess and check up on you immediately. Step 2. For OFWs, your accommodation and food during your stay will be shouldered by the Philippine government, so it's for free. For non-OFWs, your accommodation and food during your stay will be at your own expense. Delivery of food and other essentials to your room are subject to the rules and regulations of the hotel. Now let's discuss the going home procedures. After your test, if you test positive, the Bureau of Quarantine will transfer you to a designated hospital for further medical management. If you test negative, you will receive the test result via email from the Bureau of Quarantine. For those who tested negative, you may now call your relatives or respective local government units to pick you up at your hotel, or you can just arrange your own transportation. If your ticket's original destination is in Manila or outside Cebu Province, Philippine Airlines shall accommodate you on the next flight available to your final point of arrival. If you need further assistance in going home, please remember these steps. For land-based OFWs, you may coordinate with OWA or use the OWA Uwi Na portal for further transportation needs after your final point of arrival. For sea-based OFWs, You may coordinate with your local manning agency or LMA for further transportation needs after your final point of arrival. For non-OFWs, please call the Cebu hotline using these numbers for changes on your connecting flights. If you have an onward PAL flight, please ensure to pre-register and secure all travel and health documents required by the local government unit of your destination. Please complete your 14-day quarantine or self-isolation if you are going home under the monitoring of your LGU and Barangay Health Emergency Response Teams or BHERT. And those are the quarantine and testing procedures for OFWs, non-OFWs, and foreigners who are arriving in Cebu City. Please take note of the requirements, and thank you for watching the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you find the content of this channel valuable, remember to subscribe. Feel free to check out the other videos as well. See ya!